Many of the people you met this weekend, they're associated in a certain way. See, our next presenter is many of the presenters' teacher.
Yes.
He's a master teacher at what he does. We've referred to him several times this weekend. In fact, so have other people, because he's great at what he does. And I love it best that he holds us accountable. He gives us assignments. He pushes us in the direction we want to go, because we tell him this is what we're looking toward doing. And then he says, so how are you doing? How is it coming? And you can't help but want to do what he says or asks of you, because you feel like you're disappointing him. Not that he's aggressive or forceful. He's a very gentle, considerate man, but he does have a passion and a desire to help you grow better. And he does have a way of holding you accountable. So I'm going to introduce our next speaker. So just give me a moment. Because again, he is somebody who's many of our presenters are students of him, and probably they might not be here if it wasn't for him. So I'd like to introduce you to Amit Ambegaonkar. He's a best-selling author, business mentor, corporate trainer, certified success coach, and a professional speaker who specializes in helping business owners structure their business for maximum profit. Amit is founder and president of Your Profound Solutions, and he has co-authored books with leading industry experts Brian Tracy, Robert Allen, Kevin Harrington, and Raymond Aaron. He's been featured on Rogers TV, Canada One, and various podcasts. As a professional speaker, he shared stages with legends like Jack Canfield, Brian Tracy, Robert Allen, and Raymond Aaron. He's been featured on the cover of Canadian Real Estate Wealth magazine, and has been interviewed and published. Amit has been nominated for International World Civility Ambassador. Wow, I love that title or moniker. Amit has been named as one of the top 100 authorities by influence and in the No magazine. Amit is a mentor with Futurepreneur Canada, where he provides business advice as well as support and encouragement to help young professionals. Amit has helped hundreds, including myself and many of the presenters, of entrepreneurs build and expand their businesses through his seminars, coaching, workshops, and training. Amit offers business consultation, seminars, and training that guarantees results for growth and expansion through strategies that are used by several Fortune 500 companies. Amit, thank you for joining us on this 2022 Better Life Symposium. I hope I've done a great job of introducing you. This is your stage. Tell people how they're going to build their income in 2022.
Oh my goodness, that has been an awesome event so far, RJ. Curtis, both of you have done such a fabulous job. I'm so impressed with your commitment, with your desire to help others. I'm just impressed, mind blown.
Thank you. And like I said, I don't think we could have done this without your inspiration, support, and teaching.
Thanks, Amit.
Thank you. Good. So I'm going to do a very special presentation today that I put together in order to help all the attendees today so that they can start making some money. Okay. And I'm sure that people that are attending this event would be interested in how they can start to make actual income in their business. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen so that I can actually go through the presentation here. At this point of time, you should be seeing my presentation. Do you see my presentation? All right, awesome, good. So let's get started. So my name is Amit Ambegaonkar. I am a business coach, international best-selling author, and professional speaker. And today we're going to talk about how do you actually build a business? What are the tools? What are the things that you actually need in order to be successful? And you will see why are so many people struggling and not achieving the results that they really want to achieve. Okay. So let's get started. So firstly, I want to congratulate all the attendees. I want to congratulate the organizers, Curtis and RJ, of doing this fabulous event together and pulling up so many great speakers. I mean, I got an opportunity to listen to Gary earlier in the afternoon, and I got to listen to Peter, and I got to listen yesterday to Jim. And of course, I've been listening to both of you. So it's been a really great experience for me to see this event being put together in over a period of time. You know, I was a part of the first one first event that you conducted, and now this second one. So, oh my God, congratulations are definitely in order for the successes that you've been building up, both of you. And also congratulations to the attendees, because on a Saturday, on a Sunday, people are here attending this event. So they definitely have this huge commitment. They definitely have the desire to improve themselves and to improve people around them. And that's why I want to congratulate you. Why? Because there are more than 1.7 million events happening right now. 1.7 million, but you, the attendee, have chosen to be decided to be here. Okay, you actually have made that choice that you want to decide to work on your future. You decided that you want to make a decision to help your family and your income, and you can assure you that you've actually made the right choice. Okay, you've definitely made the right choice. So I have my Facebook open on the other end here. So if you have any comments, please put it on Facebook. RJ, I'm on your page here on Facebook, so that's where I'll be monitoring the chat. And also on Zoom here. So if you have any questions coming in or anything that you want me to emphasize on, please make sure that you put it in the chat so that I can answer the questions as we go. All right, good. So let's jump right in. This is a huge round of applause for you, okay, for you being here, for attending this. Maybe you're watching this live right now, or you're watching this as a recording, but nevertheless, your commitment is what this applause is for. Okay. And as you know, I always like to introduce some fun in my presentation. So I always try to put in some fun element in there. And when I looked at this, I said, oh my God, I have to have this as a part of my presentation. this round of applause. All right, good. So quickly, RJ has already given a fabulous introduction, so I don't need to go into any details. I just want to show you a couple of images about my story, about how I've developed into this position of being a business consultant, because really this was not my background. That's not what I started with. My qualification is in a totally different area, totally different field, but I was always interested in being an entrepreneur. I was always interested in this expertise of how people actually conduct a business. And when I started in this industry of being an entrepreneur, getting the data, getting the knowledge of how to become an entrepreneur, how to run businesses, the wins that I've collected over the period of years is what I share with my students, with my clients, and which I help other business owners to build their own businesses. And I'll tell you this journey that I've been on. When I started off with this person who did not know anything about business, no formal education in business, to this position where I'm working with small to big companies, medium-sized companies right now. It's really a privilege how my journey has been from one end to the other now. And I have some mega amazing goals coming in for this year. And I invite you, the attendee of this event, to be a part of this journey with me now going ahead. Okay, so let's look at that. What I noticed is there was something that I was missing in the business, and it was actually feeling like this somehow. You feel like pulling out your hair. It's like, oh my God, why is things not working? Things are going crazy. I've been working so hard, but things are not working in the direction that I want. And the only reason why that was happening is because I was working too hard and not working smart. And I was doing too many things, because you'll realize that the first idea of a person to become successful, they think, oh, you know what, I'm not doing enough. I should do more. But it's actually not the secret. The secret is knowing to do what you need to do, and then to do that thing more. It's not just about randomly doing more things, because then you will end up wasting more time and getting less results. So my biggest aha moment was when I realized that, you know what, I don't need to do 70,000 things. I need to do those 70,000 things that are exactly aligned with what I want to achieve. And when I learned about what those things are, that's when things really started to help my business, my family, my people around me, my clients. And that's how I landed up in the position that I'm able to help other people. So the two questions that I really worked on was, number one is, what do I really want out of life and business? And this is a very important question. And you've heard this question probably a million times, and you say, oh, not again. But yes, I emphasize you to look at this question today again, because every moment you look at this question, you will come up with a new answer. Because if you don't come up with a new answer, you're working with something that you've decided in the past. and it does not help, because you have changed, your surrounding has changed, what you know today has changed. So what you really want out of your life and business should definitely expand, should be more. It's not something that you wanted 5 years ago that you want today, because then you haven't grown at all. But the amount of knowledge that you have today, if your goal has not improved, not increased, then it's not what really you've defined. And the second thing, which is, what are the specific actions that I need to take to achieve that result? Now, I'll tell you, this is the interesting part. What I was talking about, it's not just about working hard. It's the specific actions that you need to take in order to create the results. And once you know what those specific actions are, then you will see the results are achieved much faster. And you will see that they are coming in to exactly the gradient that you want. Okay, so let's jump right in. Some of my biggest takeaways, number one was you needed the knowledge. Definitely needed the knowledge that I can apply immediately. The second thing that I learned is I need to work with coach to get results, because it's like going through a maze, right? And when you're going through the maze, you only look at the walls and you look at a little bit of door, a little bit of outlet here and there, but generally you will see you will hit walls. But if you're working with a coach who's kind of looking at the maze from above, then you have an idea that, oh my God, if my coach is telling me this, maybe he sees something else than what I can see. And if they are able to guide you in the right direction, not actually ask you to go in a different direction because they think that's right, that's not the role of a coach actually, but to help you guide and to look at all the avenues so that you are in a position to make the right decision. Okay. And what the first thing I realized is I need to do it now, right? If you are on this chat right now, tell me if you definitely want to do it now, or if you want to do it 3 years from now or 10 years from now. Okay, because we really want to work with people who want to do it now. They don't want to waste time anymore. Okay, so this is my book. It's called Your Profound Success. I wrote this book along with my very good friend, my mentor, Mr. Raymond Aaron. It's called Your Profound Success: 7 Powerful Ways to Skyrocket Your Business Using the Internet. And I launched this book, believe it or not, about 5 years ago. Okay. One more book I've written is called The Secret of Wealth, along with co-authored with Mr. Brian Tracy and my wife Swapna. And there are some other amazing leaders also in this book. One book I'm writing right now is with Mr. Robert Allen. It's going to be published in the next 2 to 3 months. It is going to be seen on the market in the next 2 to 3 months. I'm really excited for the launch of this book. Okay. My mentor has been Mr. Jack Canfield. I've done some amazing training and masterminds with him where he's guided me, where he's shown me the principles that are highlighted in his book, which is the Success Principles. And being a trainer of this program, I have helped my clients use these principles in a very practical way in order to get the results. Okay. Now, one more thing I want to share with you here is I have made myself visible to a lot of people because I want to increase my reach. I want to increase more number of people, because the whole intention is so that I can reach more people, because I want to help more. The amount of knowledge, the amount of concepts, the systems, and the structures that I understand today was not there 5 years ago or 15 years ago when I started this business. But what I know today, I definitely want to share. And that's why I've been out there in TVs and radio shows. I've been featured on the Canadian Real Estate Wealth magazine and done lots and lots of stage events. Okay. So today I want to emphasize to you that all this that I've been out there and done all these things, the main success stories that I've really had, what I can go with today is you. When students like you, when clients like you, when you listen to me in a training, when you give me the success stories, like, oh my God, Amit, I learned that from you and I applied, it is like unbelievable for me. That's the real success story. And I'll tell you, there's one student that recently signed up for my program. She has been following me. She has been listening to my videos and my trainings that I've been doing for the last 7 years. 7 years. She did not buy a single product from me for the last 7 years, but she's been following me. She receives emails from me. She watches my videos. She does this. 7 years, no sales. But this last week, this is as fresh as last week, she signed up for one of my programs. Okay, so the emphasis here is on you willing to help people. It's not that, oh, you can only help if they pay. If they don't pay you, then you stop helping. it is definitely some way that you can continue to help others and create these success stories, because that's what business is all about. You're providing them solutions. Okay. So this particular training that I'm going through today, it will be about 60 minutes or so. And what this training will do for you is this training will help you to increase your income. The principles I'm going to share with you today are for you to increase your income. Okay. If you want to be more successful in life, if you're tired of trial and error and want real results, then this training is for you. Also, if you want an opportunity to work with me personally, I'm going to give you an opportunity how we can work together today. Okay. And if you're ready to take massive action for the next 90 days, that's what this training is for. Okay. So we are getting started. So I'm going to share with you 3 secrets today of making money. So the number one secret that you should definitely know is discover the most important secret that is hidden from the masses. Okay, this is a major secret that is hidden from the masses. And once you become aware of this secret and start to apply this in your life and business, you will see that the results will start to follow you. Instead of you running after money, money will start following you. Okay, you need to know how it works. You need to know the mechanics of it, but you really need to get the secret. Okay, so let's get into it. The number one secret. So what is the number one secret that you need to know? It is the most privileged secret of all secrets. It's one of the topmost secret that you should know. Okay, and the secret that you must know is that you know. The most important secret, the secret of the secrets, is that actually you know. And the problem with that is everyone around you and everything around you tells you that you don't know. Okay, when you know, you know. Yes, RJ, yes, oh, very well done. You actually know. Okay, and why is that not so evident? Why is that not so obvious? Is because everyone around you, everything around you tells you that you actually don't know. If you need water, you have to actually, walk to the refrigerator, pull up the open the refrigerator and drink water. If you need to do something, you actually had to put an effort. Okay, so all these things, actually, everything around you forces you that, oh, you know what, you don't know about this, you don't know about this, you don't know about this. And over the period of years, and if you believe in this whole concept of lifetimes, it's actually lifetimes that a person has been programmed to believe that you don't know. Okay, and that's the trap. This is the real trap that is laid out for you. Now, the most amazing thing that you know, and all these years, decades, and lifetime, the programming is so strong that now person has come to that point that, oh, you know what, I don't know. And you will see a lot of people mechanically and automatically have this mechanism of this, oh, I don't know, without even thinking. They will keep saying, oh, I don't know. Okay, and it's not by coincidence. It is not coincidence. It's all the programming that they have gone through for so many years that they will doubt themselves. They will doubt people around them, and they will keep saying that I don't know. Okay, when they actually know, but they are in the trap. Okay, so I want to help you undo that programming and prove to you that you actually know. Okay, it's not about pushing you to go fast. It's actually releasing your handbrakes. That's what it's all about. You really have to understand that. It's not about going fast. It's not about the accelerator. First, before even you hit the accelerator, you need to know to release the brakes. Okay, those handbrakes need to be released first. Because if you don't release the handbrakes, I mean, imagine that if you're driving a car and if you suddenly realize that your handbrakes are on, what are you going to do first? You're not going to accelerate and push the accelerator harder. You're actually going to release the brakes first, right? So that's exact sequence that you should follow when you're looking at this whole area of being more successful, making more money, is to realize what are the handbrakes. And what I'm sharing with you today is a massive, one of the biggest handbrake that you have on yourself that you don't know. Okay, so it's about releasing the brakes. It's about releasing those brakes. Okay, so let's look at an example. Let's say that you want to make $100,000 income. Okay, either just first year in the business you want to make that income, or if you want to increase your income by $100,000. Okay, what is the challenge in making that income? What is the problem in making that income? Is you need to know where does the income come from. Okay, because if you understand where the income comes from, you can actually create that income, right? So let's look at where the income comes from. What actually generates money? What generates money? Okay, so a couple of things for you to look at is income is generated from this one thing, which is called control. Okay, you need control. Everything that you can control will produce income for you. Okay, if you can control the amount of clients that you have, if you can control the amount of leads that you generate, if you control the amount of products that you can sell, if you can control the amount of people that you can speak to, then of course your income is going to grow. And there is one thing specific that will actually help you control better. If you can gain control, then your income is going to grow. And the whole concept of control comes in from one of the major aspect, which is starts with a K. Okay, any ideas? If you're watching this right now, yes, Curtis, I see your comments here. RJ, yes, awesome. So it actually comes from this thing called knowledge. It comes from knowledge. So the moment you gain knowledge about that topic, about that subject, you will see you have more control over that whole issue of relationship. Maybe once you understand relationships, you will have more control over relationships. Of course, your income in terms of that area of a relationship, it might be the great relationship that you have with your spouse, with your children, with your parents, will improve because now you have the knowledge about how to handle, how to control it. And the income might be the hugs that you receive from your children, might be the kisses that you get from your children. That's income. It doesn't have to be necessarily money. You can apply that same principle for money, but I'm just telling you in terms of income, because income and money are two different things. It's actually not the same thing. Okay, I'm teaching you the principle. You can apply it in any area of your life. Now, let's look at that. If you gain the knowledge, you can control a lot of things in your business. Okay, can you agree to that? Because if you have that knowledge, if you understand how to generate leads, you know how to speak, you know how to do a presentation, you know how to do Excel, you know how to use Google, all these things and tools that you start using, you gain a lot of control over these things and your business starts to suddenly improve. Okay, you can now control sales, you can control the leads, you can control your products, and also you can control your income. Okay, so there is a very specific weight that I want to give for this concept of knowledge. Okay, the more knowledge you gain, you will see that your success automatically starts improving. And how does control look like? Like, let's say you are at A and you want to reach this point of B. If you have control, then the path that you go from A to B is directly from A to B. Very straightforward. However, if you look at this other area where you do not have control, then if you want to go from A to B, these things will look like more like this. Okay, how many of you can relate with this? It's going up and down. It's every other direction rather than straight. And you will end up seeing things which are totally controversial to what you had originally started with. You're totally heading in the wrong direction, sometimes the opposite direction of where you started. Okay, so a really amazing thing for you to know the importance of control. Now, yes, exactly, Curtis, RJ, absolutely been there, lost my direction, exactly. And you'll see a lot of people do that. But even if you're aware that you are not heading in the right direction, that's actually in a better position to be in than if you're just trying to run and you don't know where you're headed. Okay, and that's what we're going to talk about in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, so why do people not get there? Why do people not get what they want in their life? Because they've not exactly defined what they want. They haven't really defined what they want. And this sounds like, really? I said, yes, this is the actual reason. It's the problem with this. What I'm going to share with you here is that the content is very simple, very simple. Okay, and you expected me to teach something so massive and so advanced, but I'll tell you, this is where you need to start. Okay, and you will see that people who are defining these things and then they start on the road. So when I'm talking from A to B, essentially you need to know what B is. Because if you don't know what exactly B looks like for you, then what direction are you headed towards, right? So if you've defined what exactly they want, then it will help you a lot. They never write down what they want to achieve. So what is the exact thing that you want to achieve this year? They consider it difficult, impossible, or sometimes even selfish. They say, oh my God, no. How can I charge money for doing that? How can I ask this person to do this for me? That's so selfish of me. Okay, but they don't realize that that's the part that they need to get comfortable with. They definitely need to get comfortable with this. So now we're coming on to what are your goals for 2022? Okay, what are the goals that you've set up for 2022? Define exactly the goals that you want to achieve in the next 12 months for yourself. Okay? Because if you've not done this exercise, if you've not done this drill, then at the end of 2022, you know that you are not going to achieve it just because you didn't set it up. Okay, again, a very, very powerful concept. And I'll tell you, more than less than 0.001% people actually do this. So if you are the one person that has actually done this, written down your exact goals, then you are amongst the 0.001% of the people that actually do it around the globe. Okay, if not, I would highly, highly recommend that you start here. It's a very, very good point to start. So I'm going to share some important laws about goal setting with you first. First thing you should know is you cannot have goals just in one area of your life. Because if you just decide that I want to have, let's say, for example, a very, very powerful business, and my business wants to make this income, and you focus totally on that area and ignore everything else in your life, then you will see you will not end up with a fuller life. You will not end up as a happy person in the end, because you just focused on one area of your life and you allowed all other areas to become mess, become a chaotic situation. Okay. The second rule is you cannot have a binary goal method of goal setting. You cannot have a system where you say either I achieve it or I don't achieve it. Okay. If you come with that viewpoint for goal setting, you will lose. Okay. And again, there is a very, very specific sign for you. What does be your destination look like for you? Exactly. Exactly. Very good, RJ. B, earn 100K as a host presenter of life. Very nice. That's very, very specific. Well done. Very well done. Okay. So that's the second point. You cannot have a binary goal system. The third thing you should know is you should set up your goals on a personal goals on a monthly basis. Okay. At least on a monthly basis. I need to monitor them on a daily or weekly basis. And this is fascinating because you'll see a lot of people just set up New Year resolutions. And that's it. After that, they don't even look at that for the whole year. And then again, on the last week of December, people wake up and say, hey, you know what is my goal for next year now? And they forget what their goal was a year ago. And there is a very, very specific mechanism that kicks in because they failed the last year goals. Okay, so they kind of curtail their chances of achieving the goal for the next year. Okay. So you need to look at what was your goal for this year. How was 31st December of 2021 looking for you? And what were the resolutions that you actually put down for the year 2022? And where are you with those goals, right? It's been about 3 weeks that we are in this new year. How are those goals now changing for you, or have they changed at all, right? And this is a very important thing to look at because you can always tweak them. You can change them as long as you're working with them. Okay? And that's why you need to monitor them on a daily or at least weekly basis. And if you work with a coach for accountability, that makes the biggest difference. That makes the biggest difference. Okay. Now, how would you define a goal? I want to give you the definition of goal from a new viewpoint. Because if you understand the goals from this, I'm going to share with you 5 very specific things that you can do about your goals that will help you. Okay. So very well done because of Amit. Thank you, RJ. Okay, good. So how would you define goal? So goal is a very specific desired outcome in a defined time. Okay. You need to define a very specific outcome in a desired time. So if you have a goal of just, oh, I want to be rich, it's not a goal that is with a specific desired outcome in a defined time. Okay, but if you put down a goal which is, I want to make so much income as a form of real estate, I want to make this much income in my business using this, I want to help 100 people that will pay me this, like very specific, and then you have a timeline on it. Okay, now you're talking specific because now your brain starts to work in that direction. Okay, the second thing that you should know is the more pro-survival your goals are that you set and achieve, the more successful you will be. Okay, so they need to be in the direction of pro-survival, something that helps you and people around you to thrive. Okay, that's when the goal has a lot of value. Okay? Your level of success today is because of the goals that you've set and achieved in the past. So if you see the level of success that you've had so far, it is all a result of the number of goals that you've actually set in the past and actually made it happen. Okay, does that make sense to you? This is very, very important. So you need to look at, okay, what did I do 5 years ago? What were my goals? What was I working on? Have I achieved them today? And the more you look at that, the more you confront them, instead of saying that, oh, you know what, that's okay. I'm going to just set up, I'm always setting up goals and not winning. So what's the point in setting up a goal? Okay, if you come with that viewpoint, then you're not going to follow any of what we're discussing today. And it is actually heading in that direction of not going from A to B, but going in a totally different direction. Okay? Because it is an individual thing. It is totally an individual thing for you to achieve that goal. Okay, so here's the quick thing for you. Number one, the goals have to be in the present time. They need to be in the present time. So if you restrict yourself because of something that has happened in the past, something that you failed in the past, then you will see that you will not set up the goal correctly. Okay, so the goals have to be set up as to where you are today. What can I achieve today? Not that something that has happened in the past. The second thing you should know is if you invalidate yourself because you've not achieved goals in the past, then you will also hinder your chances of achieving your goals in the future. Okay, so you really need to understand that you can look at the goals from the present time viewpoint, that today this is what I am, what can I achieve today? Okay, have that viewpoint that you are going to create what you want, because you really want to be specific and you are ready to create. Okay? If you feel that the journey to achievement of your goal, if you think, oh my God, that's too difficult or that's too uncomfortable, that means your goal is not desired enough. You don't have that very high desire to achieve that goal because you are looking at all the obstacles, challenges, and problems before you actually have your eyes on the big goal. Okay. The second thing that you should know about this principles in goal setting is goals need to be at the right gradient. At the right gradient. I mean, if you've never made, let's say, for example, $100,000, but you say, you know what, I've never made $100,000 a year, but this year I'm going to make $17 million in my business. Okay, the important thing is that real for you? Now, I'm not saying you cannot have that goal. Okay, it needs to be at the right gradient, because if you're motivated enough, if you're working with a coach, if you know the route that you achieve that, you can achieve those goals. However, if it's not real for you, if you're just saying because you're just saying, putting out some number for no reason, then you will see that you will not have reality on it. You will not work towards it, and that's how you won't achieve it. Okay, so it's not the number. There is no formula that you can use that, oh, I can only increase my income twice. I can only increase my income 5 times. Because I know a lot of people have increased their income 10, 15, 20 times in 1 year. Okay, at the same time, there are people who have dropped their income at that same ratio. And the difference was the gradient. The difference was the gradient. Okay, so you need to look at that if the goals will not be met if they are not at the right gradient. Okay, also the goals will not be met if the gradient is too high or too low. So if it's too high or if it's too low. So if you already made, so let's say 200K last year, and if you say, you know what, this year my goal is to make 210K. So it may not be such a huge motivator for you, and you will see that you will not put in what's required for you to make that happen. Okay. Now, what you look at, the third principle is, of course, goals need to be in the positive. Your goals need to be in the positive. You need to have this idea that this is the image I want to create. This is the positive goal that I need to achieve. It cannot be about the negative. So the goal cannot be that I want to lose weight. And here, I want to give this amazing example of Curtis, how he put down a very specific goals. He has the specific number in mind for push-up, and that's the goal that he set out. And which is amazing, because that gives him that motivation that that's the number I want to reach. Okay, and this is a very good example of he's not having a goal in something that is kind of randomly put out there and kind of vaguely defined. He has a very specific number. And that's why, I've been following him and I'm seeing the numbers, like amazing job by Curtis. Well done, Curtis. Okay. And this is what it is. This is exactly what it is, right? It needs to be positive and it needs to be precise, very, very precise. Okay. So for example, goal cannot be that I'm not going to wake up late tomorrow. It just doesn't make sense. But if you say that I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. tomorrow, now that's very, very specific. Okay. And it is in the positive. Now, The next thing is the goals need to be real for you. They need to have that reality component for you. And what is reality? It is something that you believe is true from your viewpoint. Okay, it's not something that, oh, what do generally people believe? That's not, because in the reality is what's real for you. If it's not real that you're going to make $1 million this year, you will not make it. You will not make it, not because nothing to do with the dollar amount, but it's not real for you. You don't have that viewpoint that you can do it. Okay, so it's just a shift of viewpoint that you need to make so that it becomes reality for you. And that's how it starts showing up in your life. Okay, so you can only find a way to achieve it if it's real for you. If it's not real for you, you will come up with excuses and justifications and reasons why it did not happen. And they will be very real for you, because you will say, oh, why not? Oh, of course I didn't achieve it, because did you see the amount of closures that we had this year? Did you see the amount of push that I did this year? I did not get the results. And these will be very real. But the bottom line is you did not achieve the results. Okay. You will find all kinds of excuses because you did not achieve the result. Now, goals have to be very time specific. You need to put in a time frame for that goal. Okay. And the more precise you are with the time frame, the better it is. So what does putting a timeline on a goal actually do? Is it, first of all, makes it more real. Okay, it becomes more real for you. Okay, you will see that it is a very, very good motivator, and it becomes more specific. Okay, so these are the 5 rules I wanted to share with you about goal setting. Number 1 is goals have to be in present time. Goals need to be at the right gradient. They need to be positive and real for you and time specific. Okay. Now, let me just share a drill with you that you can continue to do this week that will help you with this whole area of goal setting. Number 1 is you need to set up one clear specific goal for 2022. One very, very clear goal. Okay, one area. Just pick one area and pick a very specific goal for 2022. Once you have that goal, what you do is you start to do that based on that goal. What is it that you would have to do in the next 90 days to achieve that goal? Okay, and this is fascinating because the closer that goal is to you, the more chances of you achieving it. Okay, and that's why, RJ, when you decided to do this event, if you had decided to do this event 3 years from now, you wouldn't have committed, you wouldn't have done the actions that you did, like massive actions. But you were strong enough, Curtis, you were strong enough to put this event together. Say, no, in 1 month, we're going to do this. In 2 months, we're going to do this. It was a very tight time frame. And that's what actually is needed for you to achieve the goal. Okay, that's what creates that push. It's all the demand for production that actually creates this push for you to deliver the result. And you will see people put down goals 20, 25 years down the lane and say, hey, you know what? I want to retire when I am this age, and it's like 20 years from now. And then no action is required because it's too far out in the future. So what I'm asking you to do here in this drill is get that date closer to you. Okay, put that goal 20 years, 25 years from now. That's perfect. But if you want to achieve that income in 25 years, what do you have to achieve at the end of this year? What do you have to do in based of the next 90 days? Okay. And this will kind of give you that time for you'll realize how much pressure there is to achieve the result, because the further away the goal is, the less the pressure, the less demand for production. Okay. And then you will write down 3 things why this goal is really important for you. What is the motivator for you? And this is a big thing, because if you don't have that motivation, if you don't have that push, then the goals do not get achieved. Okay. So again, a very, very important drill for you. If you follow through this drill itself will create wins for you. Okay. So if you're liking this, give me I love it or a win in the chat. And even if you're watching live, of course, do it right now. Even if you're watching it as a recording, do this drill and share it with me, because I want to help you achieve those goals. And I'm going to share with you today how you can achieve them in the next 90 days. Okay. So here we go. We are on secret number 2 right now. The secret number 2 is, how do you identify and overcome any financial barrier in the current economy? So what's the secret to identifying and overcoming any financial barrier? Okay. So what is a problem? Let's look at this area of a problem. What is actually a problem? Okay. I'm just checking the chat here. Perfect. Yes. Make it your goal. RJ, love it. Motivation, your why. Yes, yes, awesome. Win, Curtis, very, very good. Good. So how would you define the word problem? Okay, problem. Problem is basically two opposing forces. When you have two opposing forces that are working against each other, you have a problem. That's as simple as that. That's the simplest terms that I can put it as a definition. Okay? As long as these two opposing forces, the problem will persist. If you have this force and this force working against each other, then of course it will continue to fight against each other and it will persist. Okay? If you increase the force on one side, then the other side automatically increases the force. Okay, so imagine that you are working against another person and you're pushing and that person is pushing against you, and you say, you know what, I'm stronger, I should push harder. And then you start to push harder, but the other person actually starts to push you harder. And it's all because of the force and counterforce that gets created between you and this person. Okay, so if you stop pushing, the other person will have actually no force to work against. And there will be no counterforce because there is no force that you are putting against. So it's a very, very good concept to understand in terms of what creates a problem, because that will also help you to do the handling part of it. Okay. Whereas a barrier is slightly different. If you have a barrier, what the barrier is barrier is a problem that can be overcome. Okay. Barrier is actually a problem that can be overcome. So when you think of a problem, it's hard for you to come up with a solution because it looks like, oh my God, I can't do anything about it. But the moment you change your viewpoint on it, you say, you know, what can I do about it? What is something that I can do about it? Not solve the whole thing that I've been working on for the past, 51 years, but what can I do today about it? What's the smallest thing I can do about it? And that's, you've changed that whole big problem into something that you can do something about. Okay. So now if you look at it from that viewpoint, that the reason why making money in 2022 is so hard, because there are actual forces that are acting against you. These forces that I'm talking about in terms of a problem, they do exist that are working against you. Okay. Now there are global shutdowns that are closing doors for thousands and thousands of businesses daily across the globe. Okay. People are losing their jobs and they're dropping their income. They're losing a lot of money. Okay. They're getting paid without production. Okay, so the governments are funding people who are not working. They're making them sort of get the money without being production isn't there. Okay, so they're getting paid without production, and to a certain extent, it's perfect because they don't have the facilities available. But you need to look at it that if something gets funded without production being done, is it good for the economy or is it going to ruin the economy? Okay, it's your decision. So government funding billions of dollars from the money that they don't have. Okay, because where is this money coming from right now? You really have to look at that. You really have to start looking at that. News and medias are working 24/7 to make sure that people remain in fear and suppressed. Okay. Now, 2022 is going to be a pivotal year for you, as if you get into this position of power, if you realize that you want to get into this position of power, then you will be in the top 10% of entrepreneurs that have a viable business. Okay, this is how amazing this year is going to shape up for you. It's a very, very important year, by the way. Okay, so what is money? Let's look at the three basic requirements about money. The number one thing that you should look at is your product must solve an undesired problem. Okay, this is a very important thing for you to know, because the only way that money gets generated is with an exchange. And what that exchange is what are you giving them so that they can give you the money? Okay. If it is not valuable enough from their viewpoint, then they are not going to give you the money. Okay. It's a very, very powerful concept. And it's very simple. Again, very, very simple. But the reason why you're not making enough money is because of these three reasons that I'm going to show you on the screen right now. Okay, so number one is your product is not solving an undesired problem. So it's not something that they know that that's a problem. Okay, that's something that you can see that that is a problem for this person, but the person is not able to see that as a problem. Okay, so it's not an undesired problem for them. The second thing is to reach and explain them the benefit of your product or service. Because unless they get the realization that, oh my God, I have this problem. First of all, I need to solve this problem. I need to come up with a solution for this problem. If they don't have that awareness, they are not going to buy from you. The second thing is you need to explain them the benefit. Once they realize what the problem is, they need to understand how this problem is going to actually solve the problem that they have. The solution that you provide, how is it going to solve their problem? Okay. And the last and the most important thing is you sell and you deliver consistently. Consistently. I mean, I have had n number of examples I can give you where people have been following me and have heard me speak through this on stage, and I've never seen this person, and suddenly I will see sales coming through into my account. Okay, and when I'm calling them, when I'm speaking to this person, and they say, oh yeah, Amit, we met you 3 years ago or 5 years ago or 7 years ago. Okay, it's all because I've been giving value and value and value, and I've been delivering on a consistent basis. Okay, this is the key. This is the key. If you just get this slide that I'm sharing with you right now and apply and understand everything that I'm telling you in this presentation, you will see you will get massive results. Okay. Now, the next thing I want to challenge you with, the main challenge that financially for people today exists due to imbalance of these three components that I just shared with you. Okay, there is an imbalance. You've not identified the undesired results. You may think that, oh, the client needs new shoes. Okay, but the client, do they think that they really need shoes? And you are the best shoe salesman in the world. Okay. So you need to look at, do they see that as a problem? Is it really undesired from their viewpoint? Are you reaching enough people that are looking for shoes? Okay. And the third thing is, are you consistent, or are you just offering them once, hey, you know what, I have the best shoes, and then you walk away and you never think about that client? Okay, so you need to have all these three components again and again and again delivered consistently. That's the key. Okay, these three aspects of money, you need to understand and apply 100% to make 100K or more. This is the real thing I'm sharing with you today. Okay, and the balance between these three components will decide how much money you actually make. How much money will you actually make in 2022? These are the three things that will decide. Okay. So now you need to understand and apply the 7 income principles to start making money. There are 7 very, very specific principles that you need to understand and apply in order to make money. Okay. So now the rule of making money is that you need to apply the exact principles. If you miss even one principle, you will not make money the right way. Okay. One of the aspects that is missing is you will fail to be happy about money, because it's not just about making the money, right? Can you see that? It's not just about, oh, how many dollars did I make? What does my bank account look like? Yes, that's one of the important factors. But then happiness has a very, very important role to play. Is that money really making you, your family, people around you happy? Because you'll see, if that's not making, it's not coming with happiness, then it's not going to stay there for long. Okay, it has to come with this component of happiness where you are delivering results, where people are getting those aha moments, where people are delivering, people are getting results because what you are delivering. Okay, so it's a very, very important component, and that needs to be understood. So even if one makes money in this short term, how are they going to make that money? How are they going to make that income in the long run is what these 7 principles will help you with. Okay, so you need to know and apply these 7 principles of income. Now, I want to talk about one more aspect of communication. Okay, very, very important aspect of communication. Let's look at that. Which product sells most in the market? Okay, which is the product that sells the most? What attribute does a product need to have sell the most? Okay, let's have a look. Shocking realities about businesses. Number one, the best product in the market does not sell the most. Okay, and this is unbelievable, because you generally, as a business owner, you think, you know what, as long as I have the best product, I should be good. You know, I should have, I should be making more money. Okay, but the reality is that's not true. Okay, so let's have a look. The cheapest product does not sell most. So you say, you know what, I'm going to reduce the price of my product. I'm going to reduce it so that nobody else has offered this price, and my price is going to be the cheapest. You will see that that product will not sell the most. Okay, the most expensive product, you say, oh, people want to buy more. If I raise my price, then people will see more value in it, and that's how people will buy. Will not work. the most logical product. You say, Amit, you know what? I've realized that this is what people need. So I will come up with the most logical product. And that's how people will start buying because it's the most sane thing to do. Will not happen. The most advertised product, people spend thousands and thousands of dollars on advertising, but they don't get the results that they want. Ultimately, you will see 95%, and this is the actual statistics, 95% of the people spend more money in advertising than they make out from advertising. Okay, so these 4 to 5% people that actually make advertising work are these people who really understand their product at a totally different level. Okay, so what product sells most? Let's look at that. Here's the answer. A business that sells the most is the one that understands their clients the most and offers them the solutions at the right gradient. Okay, this is a very, very important slide because this will tell you the secret of all secrets and what you need to look at your product. Okay, so let's look at that. One of the major secrets of overcoming a financial barrier is to understand your client. You really have to understand your client. Not understanding your client, understanding you. Okay, it's not your client understanding you. It's not about how well they understand you. It's not about they understanding your product or your service. Okay, that comes later on. That's a later part of the game. Okay, but before that happens, before you even talk about what you sell and how amazing your product is, blah, 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 the first thing that you need to understand is that you need to understand your client. You need to understand what are they looking for? What are the exact problems that they are looking for solution for? Okay, that's what you need to understand. And one thing that I want to share with you is a story of 6 blind men. Okay, this is the story of the 6 blind men. Probably you know this, probably you don't. But if you look at this, is a very, very important thing that that you must have seen, that if a person looks with the blindfolded eyes, if they look for a very, very specific thing, but if they don't look at the bigger picture, they don't understand the whole picture, then they will think that what they're looking at, the small part, is actually the reality. Okay, so here in this perfect example, you will see that this guy who's looking at the trunk will have a different opinion. A person who's looking at the body of the elephant will have a different opinion. A person who's looking at the tail and feeling the tail will have a different opinion. But actually, if you look at the bigger picture, it's totally not what this one person is thinking. It's kind of what all these people are thinking together is the bigger picture of the problem, of the solution that needs to be addressed. Okay, so here we go. So this is the solution. So here is a very important business principle. You need to understand your clients more than them. Okay, you need to understand your clients more than them, because if they understood the problem, they wouldn't have a problem. Okay, does that make sense? This is very, very, very different than what you've ever heard before. Okay, you need to understand your clients more than even they understand them, because you ask the problem, okay, so tell me what the problem is. And they will tell you something, what they see as a problem. But if you are the perfect coach for them, if you are the right person to help them, then you know that you need to explore more. You need to ask more questions to identify where the problem is so that you can help them. Okay, so this is the level of understanding we're talking about in order to make your business possible, to make those, $100,000, $1 million in your business. Okay, you need to understand your clients more than they understanding you. And people always focus on advertising and marketing and all that, but that comes in later on in the game. The first thing is always the client is the priority. The client is the priority. Do you understand your client to that extent that you can solve their problem and the problem will not exist for them? Okay. All right. So how will you know that you have understood them? This is what you need to understand. How would you know that you have understood them? What is the sign that they will give you that you've understood them? Because there are very specific signs that you need to know. And what is the fastest way to understand them? Okay. These are the 3 questions that we are going to address in a special training. But I wanted to introduce you to these questions because I want you to start thinking in that direction. How can I understand my client? If that's the real secret, if that's my starting point for my business, how do I actually understand my client? What do I have to do? Okay, so start thinking in that direction. I'm going to tell you how to solve these problems and what the next steps you should take in order to take your business to the next level very, very soon. Okay, Let's talk about quickly the last principle here. The third secret that I'm going to share with you today is the third most important fact that 90% business owners are missing today. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's have a look. So how will you actually know if your business, how your business is doing? Okay. What can you use that 90% of entrepreneurs do not use in their business today? Okay, it is fascinating. This information is truly fascinating. The one thing that gives a business its most required value, which is stability and consistency, right? Any business you will see, a business owner needs these two things. They need stability and they need consistency. They need stability of their business. They need consistency of everything. Let's say employees, let's say income, let's say policies, all these things, they need a consistency on it. So this one factor that we're talking about today is a critical element. You know what critical really means? Critical is something that your business cannot survive without. Okay, critical means your business cannot survive without it. So for example, if you look at the body, okay, your hand is not critical to your body, okay, because a body can survive without a hand. A leg is not a critical part of the body because a person can survive without a leg. But if you talk about the heart, okay, then you're talking critical because a body cannot survive without a heart. Okay, so this is what we're talking. This is how important this thing is, what I'm going to share with you. Okay, so here we go. If this is not applied, the business will actually be stressful. The person will have a lot of stress in their life if they are not going through and understanding this principle. They will be unorganized. Also, they will lose income as a result of this whole business being unorganized. They will go into more debt. And as a result, the business will cease to exist. So this is the pathway of a deterioration of a business. Okay, these 5 steps are steps of deterioration for a business. So if your business is going into debt right now, you need to take some massive actions to increase the income, to get organized, and that's how you reduce your stress. If you are doing all right in terms of your business, if you're having a very positive income, your income is amazing, then you're just at the first level, you're just feeling a little bit of stress in your life, then that's the first level you are at, which is not bad. Okay, but if you are at the position where you are in too much debt, then massive action is required. If you're not making enough income, then again, you're somewhere in the middle, massive action is required. Okay, so all of the above can be handled by this one thing, and that one thing that I'm going to share with you today is this principle, which is very important, is statistics. You need statistics for your business. You definitely need statistics. If you're not keeping statistics in your business, then you'll see you will not be able to tell whether the business is doing good, whether it's doing bad, whether it's improving or not improving. Okay. Now, let me share with you about statistics, a couple of things. Statistics, the definition is the collection, analysis, and interpretation of numerical data to project, plan, and achieve specific desired results. Okay, so it's a collection of data that you need about your business because you want to achieve a very specific result. Okay, so why is statistics important? Because it gives you an objective measure of your current situation. It tells you where your business is right now. Okay, so if you don't have that, how can you really tell where your business is right now? How are you doing in terms of not just how you feel and all that, like real objective measure. Okay. Statistics demonstrates your current reality. It tells you where you are currently in terms of actual numbers. Okay? And it also gives you correlation of the different related factors. Now, why don't people keep statistics? Because first of all, they think they are not big enough. They think, oh, you know, it has to be a big corporation to do all that. I'm just a single person, you know, I'm just having my own little business. Why do I need statistics? Biggest myth. Some people don't know the importance of statistics. Okay, they don't understand the relevance. They don't know what to do with the statistics, how to analyze the data. So all these reasons is because why people don't collect statistics. They don't know what to do with that data, right? Now let's look at the other area, is statistics for you. For you personally, you need to look at these questions and see if it is for you. Number one, the smaller you are, the more stats you need. So if you are a solopreneur, if you are just an entrepreneur by yourself, you actually need more statistics to keep up with the work and to expand. Otherwise, you're not going to grow. Okay. The second thing, the bigger that you get, the more important they get. Okay. So the point is, any time, even if you're a small business, if you're a single person, or if you're a person with 6,000 employees, you need statistics. Okay, you cannot survive. Business does not survive without statistics. You cannot progress if you don't maintain proper stats. Stats are the measure that will tell you if you are moving in the right direction. Otherwise, what's the objective measure? How will you know that you're actually moving in the right direction? What's the track record of you doing the right things? And stats will give you the stable data and the certainty that your business needs. Okay, this is what will actually give you the data about what your real level of income, what the other stats that need to be maintained. This will tell you how you're actually doing. Okay, so let me ask you, how are you doing so far? We've talked about three major secrets, and I know that it has been a lot of value, a lot of things for you to, oh my God, I need to do this, this, and this, which is amazing. It's a lot of eye-opening things for you already. So tell me how you're doing. Yes, absolute necessary statistics. Exactly. Okay. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to ask you some questions that will help you. How do you want to actually achieve this income of $100,000 minimum in 2022, or increase your income by $100,000? Okay. Do you want to make it happen for yourself and your family in 2022? We're not talking about 5 years from now. We're talking this year. Okay. The bad news. So I want to share the bad news. There is a lock on your wealth. Okay. Now I want to share with you the other good news, that I have the solution. Okay. Are you happy with that? That I actually have the solution for you. Okay. So the solution is, I'm going to share with you something that will help you. There are two ways to do it. Number one is that there is a trial and error method that you can figure it out yourself. Okay, you can figure it out yourself. The advantage of that is it will be cheaper. It's basically free because you're working all by yourself. But it will be slower, it will be very tedious, and it may or may not give you the result. Okay. Or the other option, the second option, is you can join the 6-figure business builder bootcamp that I'm going to be doing for the next 12 weeks. Okay, so I'm going to work with you for the next 12 weeks, for the next 90 days to make it happen for you. Okay, so I'm introducing you the first time ever. This is the first time I'm doing this bootcamp, and it is called the 6-figure business building bootcamp. Okay, and it starts actually on the 27th of January, which is this Thursday. Okay, so I want you in the program to sign up only if you want to make actual income. If you want results, then this program is for you. Okay, so this 12-week bootcamp will be your journey from product creation to launch to marketing, sales, and expansion. This is what this program will do for you. Okay, you will know the precise actions to take in 2022. So this year, what are the actions that you need to take is what I'm going to share with you in the bootcamp. You will actually have built your product and launch it in the next 90 days and create sales. Okay, how many of you would like to create sales in your business? Then this program is for you. Okay, this program is definitely for you. This bootcamp is your chance to work with me to build a strong foundation for your 6-figure bootcamp. This is what this will do for you. How to understand your clients without any doubt and help them to buy from you. Okay, this is the purpose of the bootcamp. And you will attract money towards you ethically. This is the way that you are going to attract money. Okay. Now, this is just a couple of testimonials that I want to share with you. This is my amazing friend, mentor, Mr. Raymond Aaron. He gave me a testimonial. Coaching by Amit will so powerfully increase your income and dramatically increase your ease of creating wealth. Raymond Aaron, New York Times best-selling author. This is Mr. Robert Allen, who is the author of the multiple streams of income. He's the author of Nothing Down. Okay, he gave me a testimonial saying, Amit teaches sales like no one else. It's the best investment you can ever make. Okay, I'm so privileged to have these world leaders, these world leaders giving me these testimonials. This is my amazing client. Her name is Nida. She is a travel agent, and she was able to increase her income and gain massive confidence improvement, okay, because of one of my programs. Okay. This is Mr. Praveen, and he gave me an amazing testimonial. He is actually a mutual funds representative, and he gave me a great testimonial. And in the end, He said, my only regret is that I wish I had found Amit earlier in my career. Okay. Because he found me now, and the results that he's producing in his business are just amazing, amazing results. Okay. So I want to tell you what we are going to cover in the boot camp. Okay. There are very specific topics that you are going to get through this boot camp. Number one, there is the number one principle in business that you need to know. If you don't know this principle, you cannot survive as a business owner. And that principle is what I'm going to share with you in the bootcamp. Income planning. You have not planned income before you knew this data the way I'm going to share with you. There is an exact method of planning your income. And I'm going to share that way, how you plan your income in the bootcamp. You're going to create your first amazing product. If you already have that, you may just tweak it. But if you don't have a product at all, you can create a brand new product which is an exact alignment with your business. I'm going to share with you how to create that first product. Also, looking at your follow-up systems, you need to look at your follow-up system. You are actually going to do a product launch once you design your product. Okay. We are also going to talk about a social media search. There is a way that you can start doing social media in a very effective way. And I'm going to share the way that I do it. Okay. Wealth creation secrets. There are some secrets that you need to know about wealth, which are so magnificent. They are actually not even in the physical universe. They are in a totally different universe where wealth actually gets created. Okay, you are definitely going to love those secrets. Unconventional marketing, because you hear about this so many times about, oh, marketing this and marketing that way and this way, but I'm going to share with you some unconventional ways of marketing. So they are totally different than what you've heard before, and it will be quite a game changer for you. I'm also going to include some transformational training in this bootcamp, which will it's not just about mindset. Okay, mindset is, you will see that the whole concept of mindset is actually junior to what we're going to discuss in the bootcamp. Okay. It will 10x your reach for free. There is a way that you can 10x your reach for free, and I'm going to share with you the method. I'm also going to teach you something called as a polar income principle. This is an income principle that I use in my business. Okay, and I'm going to share that principle with you in the bootcamp. I'm also going to share with you a business expansion formula. Okay, it's a business expansion formula because once you set up your business a certain way, you cannot just keep it there. Okay, you need to increase it all the time. That's the way that you need to create results. And I'm going to share with you what that formula looks like for you. Okay, now, so what will you get? You will get the 12 weeks bootcamp, which is a 6-figure business building bootcamp. The value of that is $9,997. Okay, total value so far we have is $9,997. The second part that we're going to also cover is breaking the glass ceiling of wealth. Because of that ceiling that you have, you'll see people generally have a ceiling about how much income they make. Okay, they will make say 40,000, 50,000 or 500,000, but they get stuck at that level because they hit a glass ceiling. So how do you get rid of that ceiling is what I'm going to cover in the bootcamp. So overcoming problems and barriers that 99% of entrepreneurs are facing today. Okay, you will get a method to actually solve that barrier. You will identify what holds you back from creating income. You will also learn the profound positivity principle. And this is a very, very powerful principle. If I have to be honest with you, I will tell you that just learning this principle is worth the entire cost of the bootcamp. Okay, the profound positivity principle. If you understand this, because you will see generally people say, oh, be positive, and be positive. I'll tell you, I'll give you an idea about what this positivity principle is that's the worst thing for you. That's actually the worst thing that you can do. Being positive is the worst thing for you. Okay, but I will tell you the whole mechanics of how it works and all that when I explain you the profound positivity principle. Okay, you will create your own products and get exact feedback on pricing them right. Okay, now what you get is you get the 12 weeks bootcamp, 6-figure business building bootcamp. You also get a special break the glass ceiling and create unlimited wealth. The value of that is $897. The total value so far is $10,894. Now, the 7 principles of income. There are very specific 7 principles of income. How, if you know these principles, you will start attracting income towards you. Okay. And you will start creating income using these profound income triangle. There's a very specific profound income triangle that I've designed that I'm going to share with you. And I'm going to share with you the 7 principles of income. So how to use the polar principle, not only just sharing with you the principle, but the actual application of the principle. You will know the ethical ways of generating generational wealth. That's what this bootcamp will help you to create. Leaving a legacy, you could use it to support a charity or donate to causes around the globe. Okay, that's the power of the 7 principles of income. So what you get so far is you get the 12 weeks bootcamp, which is the 6-figure business building bootcamp valued at $9,997. You also get break the glass ceiling and create unlimited wealth training. Okay, this is for valued at $897. You also get the 7 principles of income. Identify what's stopping money from coming to you. The value of that is $597, and the total value is $11,491. Okay. Now, also I've included a very special training about businesses online, because in 2022, if you don't have a business that is online, you really don't have a business. Okay, let's put it very, very simply. Let's put it as it is. Okay, so you need to know the 5 tools that are critical on internet for this year. You need to know those tools and use it in your business. And you will know how to leverage these tools to your advantage. Okay, that's what I'm going to demonstrate to you. So what you have so far, you have 12 weeks of boot camp, which is the 6-figure business building boot camp. The value of that is $9,997. You also have break the glass ceiling and create unlimited wealth. The value of that is $897. You get the 7 principles of income. Identify what's stopping money from coming to you. Okay. You get a special bonus training, which is about the business online. Okay, which I'm going to share with you, which is for $397. I'm also going to include this amazing bonus for you, which is called work with the specific business formulas. Okay, these business formulas are really unique because this is the best bonus that I've offered any time in my trainings. Okay, I will be giving you very specific tasks regularly that are customized towards you to produce guaranteed results. So they are not just random tasks that, hey, you know what, go out and do this. That's not the exercise. They are geared towards what you need to do. Remember the specific actions that you need to take in your business. That's what this training is about. These formulas are specifically designed to keep your ethics in and to help you produce the product. So in other words, for you to deliver, which is a huge bonus. Okay. So far you have the 12 weeks boot camp, the 6-figure business building boot camp. You are valued $9,997. You have break the glass ceiling, which is creating unlimited wealth, valued at $897. You also get the 7 principles of income. Identify what's stopping money coming to you. Value of that is $597. Special bonus that I've included for you is about the business online, which is valued at $397. The massive bonus about special actions that guarantee results is valued at $697. Also, I've added a group, an active group that you will be a part of, and the value of that is $390. Actually, I know that the value of this is way more, but yes, RJ, it is way more. It is way more, but I put it for $390 because you will see once you're a part of this group, the successes will just multiply. This super duper bonus is I'm going to give you one session, which is a one-on-one session with me. The value of that is $1,000. Okay. The value of this coaching session is going to be just this one coaching session with me is going to be $1,000 for you. So if you look at the total, it's more than $13,582. Okay. Now, of course, I'm not going to charge you that. Okay. Is it okay if I don't charge you that whole amount? I hope you're okay with that. Okay, so I'm not going to charge you that whole amount, but I want you to see that the value of this, what I'm offering you, is actually that amount. If you understand the 12 weeks of working with me, if you look at this whole principle of money, if you look at getting these exact steps, if you look at the special one-on-one coaching I'm going to do, if you put all this together, the value of this is actually more than $13,582. However, for this particular event, because RJ and Curtis are very, very good friends of mine, and of course, they put this great event together, What I'm going to do for you is I'm going to drop the price drastically for you. Okay, I'm going to give you this at an incredible price, not even 13,582, not even 997, but I'm going to drop it further, if that's okay for you, to a price of $297 into 3. So you can make 3 payments of $297 each, or if you want to save and make the whole payment, then you can use this price of only $797, one payment, and you're done. Okay. Now, of course, this payment is in US because we have clients all over the world. But again, the advantage is if you don't pay any tax on it. Okay, so $997, and that's it. That's the amount you will pay. And make sure that you don't pay the full price for this, which is $997. So make sure that you use these promo codes that that RJ and Curtis might put in the chat right now. For promo code for this website that you go to, yourprofoundsolutions.com/6-figure bootcamp, you go to that particular website and you use the promo code. If you want to make the payment in full, use the promo code Better Life. And if you want to use the promo code for a payment plan, which is only $297, 3 payments of $297 each, you use the promo code Better Life Payment Plan. That's it. And you will see that this option pops up for you. Okay. Now, one more thing I want to share with you. Go ahead and click that link and sign up for this program right now while I'm giving you one more piece of information. Okay. There is a massive guarantee on this program. Massive guarantee on this program. Okay. The guarantee on this program is you will create a strong foundation of a business that has the potential to make $100,000 or more in less than 1 year. Okay, in less than 1 year, you will have this foundation of your business set up. That's the guarantee. Okay, and of course, the guarantee is based on 100% compliance. This is not something that I'm promising, oh, you just sign up today and automatically you're going to generate this. That's not the promise. That's not the guarantee. Okay, there are going to be specific actions I share with you. And the moment you do those actions, you will be set up with a strong foundation for your business. Okay. How many of you like guarantees? How many of you love guarantees? Because that's a very, very powerful guarantee that I'm offering. Okay. So go ahead and sign up for this program because I have tons and tons of testimonials. I mean, you can look at my LinkedIn profile. The amount of people that have said these programs have worked for me is just enormous. This is one of my amazing clients. Her name is Maureen. She is an amazing bookkeeper. She's a professional certified bookkeeper. And she's given me this great testimonial where she sings the changes after Amit's online program have been truly massive. And I would highly recommend that program if you want to increase your income. Okay. This is another client of mine. Her name is Heather Thompson. She is a property accountant. And she gave me a great testimonial. And she, again, was with me for a very long time before she signed up for any of my program. And one of the main things that she said is Amit is a mentor and a coach who cares about his clients and their success. Because that's the main thing. I mean, if you look at a successful business, if the person does not have that, you will see they will not have a sustainable business. Okay, the care component, the love component, the compassion component is so important, okay, which will totally blow the minds of your clients, and they will truly want to work with you and buy your products. That's what you really want to develop. Okay, so go ahead and buy this particular program right now because the special on this will not last too long. Okay, this is an incredible prize. I'm so thankful to RJ. I'm so thankful to Curtis for putting this together and helping a lot of people get into this boot camp at this amazing price, because you will see that in the boot camp, we're going to change lives. We are going to change lives, and you will be so much thankful to RJ and Curtis for bringing this boot camp to you, because with their help, you were able to get into this program, and your life, your business, not only just talking about you yourself as an individual, but people around you will change their life because of what you've done for them. So thank you, RJ. Thank you, Curtis, for putting this awesome event together. I loved my my participation in this program was really high with listening to these great speakers. And of course, I love presenting my content to your audience. So thank you for conducting this event.
Thank you so much, Amit. It was an awesome presentation.
Thank you, Curtis.
Thank you again. Again, from me, you always have my undying gratitude. Look, I'm a walking testimonial for you. We are here, honestly, basically because of Amit's patience with his clients and his understanding of what they do and how to get them there. He teaches things on such a basic level, as I said. So both Curtis and I are here because we're deep students of Amit's.
Thank you, RJ, and all the best to you for the event. And I'm looking forward to more people joining us and just changing lives.
Yep.